Who makes the city? The state? Developers? Professionals? Or the people? It depends whether we are talking about Nazarbayev's present-day Astana, turn-of-the-century New York, Paris in 1925, or Amsterdam in the Golden Age. In Turkey, it was Anatolian immigrants who built the cities of the 50s and 60s. The government was overwhelmed by an exodus from the countryside, but the new urbanites hardly had any patience to wait for state-run housing programs. Adopting an old Ottoman rule, they built their new Gecekondu settlements very fast and very cheap. Since 1983, Gecekondu areas have been subject to massive legalization and densification. Small-scale contractors group together to form bigger building plots on legalized Gecekondu grounds, constructing up to 5-storied apartment buildings. This practice is called yapsat in Turkish, which means build and sell. Enter TOKİ, the Turkish Housing Association, linked directly to Premier Erdogan. In 2003, a law broadened the responsibilities, power, and resources of Turkey's previously laid-back social housing administration. In less than a decade, TOKİ's housing production has reached 500,000 homes. Meanwhile, local self-builders increasingly disappear from the housing production scene. The centrally run association is busy in all corners of the country. What will be the future of urbanization on the global level? Will mass housing colonize the whole world? Will Hugo Chavez get his order for 2 million homes built by TOKİ? Will TOKİ spread its knowledge and construction methods throughout the Arab Spring countries? State-led reconstruction and housing programs were also influential in post-war Netherlands. Willem Drees was one of the most popular prime ministers in Dutch history. His government initiated a huge housing program. Urban expansions were based on a new society, carefully engineered by idealist architects. In the 80s and 90s, the neoliberal wind blowing through the world reached the Netherlands. The social engineering ideals of the 50s state gave way to developers building for the market, and the mass privatization of housing corporations. Despite these changes, a genuinely individualized and diverse housing environment failed to develop. Today, Dutch city-making practice witnesses a new movement, both in academia and practice. Researchers of TU Delft theorize future self-organizing Dutch cities. Amsterdam is pondering what an open planning process could be. Meanwhile, the new town of Almere is building the largest self-made district of the Netherlands, the Homeruskwartier. Does this physical outcome remind you of the Turkish Gecekondus? There is an important distinction. In Almere, the city and self-builders work together as formal partners to realize a city. The city broadcasts its future legal plans online. The urban scheme has a large variety of plots. This diversity includes not only the rich, but also allows lower and middle income groups to find their way to build their own homes. Even entrepreneurs can join the city making. The combination of a strong city government, entrepreneurial citizens, and solid protection of rights is the base to make the citizen initiatives of the 21st century. This is the real public-private partnership.